Should you consider leasing? Let's look at the facts and the myths. Leasing is very misunderstood by most consumers and retail automobile salespeople alike. Let's separate the myths from the facts, and then you make the decision that's best for you. All right, number one, myth or fact. If you lease, you never own a vehicle. When you purchase, you do own it. This is mostly myth. The only people who own their vehicles are those that pay cash at delivery. For everyone else, regardless of whether it's a purchase or a lease, the lender owns the vehicle until it's paid off. Fact is, few people pay off their purchase finance loans. At the end of the lease term, you own three options. If you want to keep the vehicle, you pay off the balance or finance it, and you own it. If it's worth more than the predetermined residual or guaranteed future value, you can trade or sell it and keep the cash difference. And finally, you can just turn in the keys, walk away, and pick out the latest model and drive off in another brand new vehicle. At the end of the 3-year purchase, when you finance it for 60 or 72 months, you own nothing except probably some negative equity. If you purchased, you have two choices. Keep paying for it. This is also about the time the warranty runs out and the maintenance costs go up, or come up with a lot of cash so you can trade it. All right, myth or fact number two. If you drive a lot of miles, you shouldn't lease. It's a myth. The number of miles you drive a year does not preclude you from leasing a vehicle. In fact, the more miles you drive, the better the leasing option might be for you. Depending on the leasing company, a high mileage lease can be tailored to fit your situation. Myth or fact number three. If you drive a lot of miles, you will pay a stiff penalty when the lease term ends. Well, this is both myth and fact. If the lease is tailored properly, this shouldn't be an issue. Even if you do exceed the mileage limits, you can still avoid any penalty by trading the vehicle in rather than turning it in. Only if the lease is tailored poorly, you exceed the miles, and then turn it in at lease end, do you ever pay a penalty. Myth or fact number four. When you lease, you can get more accessories or options for a lower monthly payment than when you purchase a vehicle. This is fact. When you lease, you can get more vehicle for a smaller monthly payment, and you can certainly get more vehicle more often. The reason being is you're only paying for the portion of the vehicle that you're using. Myth or fact number five. You pay less in tax when you lease than when you purchase. Well, this is both myth and fact. It really depends on the state that you live in. In some states, you only pay taxes on the monthly payments, not the entire cost of the vehicle. In other states, the taxation on a lease is treated just as it is on a purchase. Myth or fact number six. When you lease, the cash necessary for a down payment is much less than a purchase. This is a fact. A lease usually requires much less out-of-pocket cash than does a financed purchase. Myth or fact number seven. When you lease, your maintenance and repair costs are less. This is a fact. During most lease terms, your vehicle is under factory warranty, making it unnecessary to come out of pocket for any covered repair. Additionally, according to J.D. Power & Associates, the first 30,000 miles of a car's life are the cheapest. After that, the maintenance costs soar for any vehicle. When you finance a vehicle for 5 or 6 years, you are responsible for the repairs after the warranty expires and the ever-increasing maintenance costs. Myth or fact number 8. GAP, or Guaranteed Asset Protection, is included when you lease. When you purchase, it will cost you extra. This is another fact. GAP coverage is included at no additional cost in almost all lease contracts. It is available at additional cost when you finance your purchase. Myth or fact number 9. Leasing requires better credit scores than financing the purchase. For the most part, this is a myth. Most leasing companies tier their lease approvals in much the same manner they do for purchase approvals. Myth or fact number 10. You avoid the hassles of getting rid of a used car and the negative equity issues by leasing. This is a fact. When you lease, you have the option of selling or trading the vehicle if it's to your advantage. Meaning, if the vehicle is worth more than the pre-established residual or lease end value, you can pocket the difference. If the market dictates the vehicle at lease end is worth less than the residual, you just turn it in. Fact is, because there's a guaranteed value established, you can only make money based on the used car market. You can never lose money. Wouldn't it be nice to have that opportunity in the stock market? Myth or fact number 11. When you turn in the vehicle at lease end, you must pay a disposition fee among other fees like excess wear and tear and any damage to the vehicle. Well, this is both myth and fact. If there is a disposition fee, it must be clearly communicated in the lease contract. Whether there is one or not depends on the leasing company. As regards damage, many leasing companies forgive damage up to a certain amount. One leasing company provides up to $1,500 of damage forgiveness. That's up to 3 separate $500 repairs. Now, if you had owned the car, you would be responsible for all $1,500 worth of repairs. You or your insurance company. As for excess wear and tear, it depends on the leasing company, but the lease contract clearly spells out exactly how it's determined. Finally, myth or fact number 12. A lease contract is treated differently than a purchase contract by the credit rating agencies. Fact, that's a fact. A lease contract is treated more favorably. Let's summarize. If you enjoy driving a new car every 2 or 3 years, if you want lower monthly payments, if you like having a car or a truck or an SUV that has the latest safety and technology features and is almost always under factory warranty, if you don't like selling used cars and dislike negative equity, if you properly maintain your car, if you want to protect your cash and reduce your risks, if you don't want to pay for gap coverage but still get the coverage, and if you want to pay fewer taxes, depending on the state you're in, you should consider leasing your next vehicle. On the other hand, if you don't mind higher monthly payments and investing cash into vehicles, if you prefer to risk accruing negative equity, if you prefer to drive your car for years and like the idea of owning a depreciating asset, if you don't mind ever-increasing maintenance costs and the unexpected costs of repairs after the warranty has expired, and if you like to customize your vehicle, you should probably purchase your next vehicle.